Welcome home, Rep Pack. Marcus here, and welcome to Comfort Cartoons, the show where I collect absolutely everything from the late 90s, 2000s, all the way to the modern day. I hope you beautiful people are having an amazing day, and if you guys aren't, you know the drill. Kids Choice Awards, camera flip. But it's about to get a whole lot brighter because we are going to be escaping the craziness and uncertainty of everyday life by enjoying an adventure today. An awesome adventure. We are on our way to go pick up something amazing. Right now I am sitting in traffic. You guys know how these videos go. It is crazy. I'm running late, so I kind of need to do this intro now if I'm going to get this like done before I get there. But it's going to be an amazing video because we are picking up something special, an advertising piece, a display piece from the Kids Choice Awards in 2024. And I have a package at home right now that we're going to be checking out when we get back that is filled with a bunch of old school vintage Nickelodeon Studios merch. So an unreal video. I can't wait to get into it. Normally when it comes to the Kids Choice Awards, I never really think about looking for too much of the stuff that's from the event, but this year is especially special because it's SpongeBob's 25th anniversary, and if you guys didn't already see, SpongeBob hosted the Kids Choice Awards this year.
Oh, I can't believe this, Patrick. We are at the Kids Choice Awards!
So I really wanted to get something to commemorate this particular Kids Choice Awards. Being the 25th anniversary, SpongeBob hosted it. It's very, very close to my heart and what we do on this channel. And like I say, there's not a lot of benefits really to living in Southern California, but this is one of them. It's like I've done a couple of these videos where we've been able to pick up some very exclusive merch. Like we picked up some Nickelodeon Animation Studios merchandise. We picked up a freaking Nickelodeon ping pong table that was used on iCarly. And today we are picking up something from somebody that was actually working at the event for the Kids Choice Awards and decided to take down a couple of the display pieces and put them up for sale. So I already reached out to them. I'm already on my way to go pick that up. They know I'm coming. I'm gonna be paying $80 and I'm getting two Nickelodeon Kids Choice Awards displays. One of them I know will fit in my car. The other one I don't know yet. I'm going to try my best, but I honestly just needed the one, but they gave me an amazing deal to be able to get the second one and 2 bottles of water from the Kids Choice Awards coming straight from Bikini Bottom. I'm gonna be picking them up in just a moment here. I'll be updating you guys as we get closer. For right now, we still got 30 minutes of driving to do. Okay, so we are here, like I said, very residential area, so I don't want to be putting somebody's information out there and stuff like that. So I'm going to be just pulling in, picking it up, and I'll update you guys as soon as we got everything checked out and in the trunk of the car. Okay, so we are in the car. Do you guys see what I see back there? It is dope. I am so pumped. They look so much better like they look cool in the images, but the quality and how vibrant of them and how big they are really wasn't showcased in the pictures. Those are awesome. So I have one on top of the smaller one. So I have a smaller one and the big one that you're seeing there. I cannot wait so we can pull over here in a little bit. I just want to get out of this residential area because I don't want to be outside of people's houses. Like, who is the guy out there yelling about a Nickelodeon sign in his car? So we're gonna go ahead and get to like a more commercial area, and then I'll hop out of the car and be the bearded long-haired guy yelling about a Nickelodeon sign in his car. Okay, so I pulled over and now you guys can see it quite a bit better. I love it so much. It's kind of got this weird partial light on it, so we'll see it a little bit better when we get back to the cavern. And like I said, I have another box that came in that's filled with vintage Nickelodeon employee-only exclusive merch, and I can't wait to open that too, but it just looks incredible. You got the blimp up there. The camera just does not do it justice. It takes up about 2 freaking seats. It is massive. The blimp right there. I honestly kind of like that it doesn't say 2024 on it because it doesn't date the sign. It just kind of says what it is, you know, and represents the Kid Choice Awards, but I will always know it's from 2024. And we also got the water bottle right here. Nothing too crazy with it. It's stainless steel. It has a big sticker on it with some slime on the side. It says Kids Choice Awards 2024. It is reusable. I got 3 of these, so I'll be keeping one for my collection, and maybe one I'll put on Whatnot, but I'm gonna be giving one away on Whatnot. So if you guys aren't already, go check out Whatnot. It's our stream down below in the description. I do auctions every single week with all the type of stuff that we love right here on this show, but not just that, I do giveaways every single week too. With you guys hear me mention it with all types of stuff that I pick up in the videos, and I'll be giving away one of those reusable water bottles. It's nothing crazy, but it is kind of a fun little memento, and it's absolutely free. The shipping's free, everything. It just gets delivered to your door. And when you sign up, you get $15 for free anyway, so just check it out, okay? But it's glorious. I am in love with it. Oh, and I didn't even mention, yeah, there's two of them. There's another one right underneath it that you really can't see. And this one does say 2024 on it. So you have both variations there you guys get to see a good look at, but the colors on it are so vibrant. I think I can just show it a little bit better when we get back to the cavern. We can check out that box and see this closer. So we are back in the cavern. I don't want to show you it yet because my goodness, here it goes. It looks glorious. There it is, the Kids Choice Awards sign. Oh my gosh, I am in love with the way it looks. Like, it's just everything that we bring in here, you know, like, I gotta give Nickelodeon some credit for just all of their products having kind of the same aesthetic, but I'm also, you know, I'm losing my voice a little bit. I'm gonna flex a little bit. We did a good job painting this room because everything we bring in here just blends in so well. So there it is. I'm going to be putting the 2024 one, which is right here, probably in the vault, because like I said, I kind of like how this one doesn't date itself. You know, it could be 2023, you know, or 2022. I mean, not too far, but in the new logo, but 2024 aspect, it probably won't be cool for another, like, I don't know, at least 5 to 10 years. But this one just symbolizes the Kids Choice Awards, and I'm thinking about putting it in the back of the room, right up here on the roof, right below this rocket power shelf, because eventually I'm gonna get 2 other shelves here that are gonna be themed after other Nickelodeon shows that have nothing to do with SpongeBob in any regard, because you guys know he kind of saturates everything else, which I love. So I think it'd be perfect to have it right here as we're leaving, and I want to do that across the wall here with a few more banners and pieces too, but it has to be the right material, and this is strong enough to where I think it could hang on the roof really solidly. The Scooby-Doo one, I had to build a wood platform with it, but you guys can see how thick this actually is. It's about a ½ an inch thick. It doesn't really show on camera there, maybe even bigger than that. So those are in here. We're gonna get a shot of those, but I have a box right here that I also picked up. Got it from a member of the community who has a shop on Instagram actually selling a lot of clothing items. I'll plug his shop on screen for you right now. But I bought these items from him. It is a whole box filled with some exclusive and employee only Nickelodeon clothing merch, as well as a couple other small items that I picked up recently that are also exclusive. So just an insane, unbelievable haul today. Let's go ahead and sit down so we can check out all the other items. But come on, man, we got to give the Kids Choice Awards sign a chance to really show its stuff. Okay, so let's do a little premature scanning. Okay, so let's check it all out here. I'm gonna save the best stuff for last, or just somewhere in the middle. I don't know, we'll see. So, first off, I forgot to mention this. We have the Kids Choice Award reusable water bottles here. Like I said, I got 3 of these. I'm gonna be keeping one in the collection, and also I'm gonna be giving one away to you beautiful people on our Whatnot stream. But I did want to share that with you guys to see a nice little close shot of that 2024 Kids Choice Award spring water. But checking out everything else in this box, again, big shout out to Salty Spittoon Vintage. If you guys like vintage clothing, whether it's Nickelodeon or anything really, go check out his shop. I did pay for this stuff, but he's part of the rep pack, so I wanted to shout him out so that way if you guys want to pick anything up, you can go check it out. And he still gave me a sweet deal on it that I appreciate very much. So I'm gonna get into that. First off here, you guys know how much I love the Nickelodeon Holiday Inn Express Hotel back when it was around. I used to see the ads on the back of the Nickelodeon magazines. I would see the commercials. Hills, and as a kid, I dreamed I wanted to go there so bad. But, I was raised by a single mother, and, we didn't have any extra money, so I never got to go. But now I spend my entire adult life trying to acquire pieces of it. So that way I could live my best life of what it would be like, being on the hotel suite. So I have the arcade machine, I have some of the tokens to it, I have freaking a lot of different items from the grand opening of it, but I don't got any of the betting stuff, I realized. So this right here is a Nickelodeon pillowcase from the hotel. So this was one of the pillowcases that went on the pillows. So really, really sweet piece there. I imagine, I have to look at some of the photos of the family suites, but I would imagine these were probably the adults' pillows rather than the pillows that went on like the kids' beds and stuff. Just because it kind of has that like style of like, oh, I'm here for my kids, I want something mature, But at the same time, it still says Nickelodeon. It's just kind of light, So I think it's a really clean design there, and it's a piece of history, really. And that's what this show is all about. I think sometimes that can get lost in translation with all the fun that we have on this show, but ultimately my main goal here is to preserve some of these pieces that are, defunct or will become defunct down the line, and be able to give people that same joy I get when I see a lot of these items. Sometimes just seeing a singular item in this room can literally flip my entire mood from the day because it brings back so many fun and awesome memories. And I imagine there's some people out there that went to the hotel and laid their head on this very same pillowcase, and being able to kind of refresh or re-unlock that memory in some cases. Sometimes I get an item in here and it just reinvigorates something in my brain that I didn't even remember that I remembered. So this item is really perfect in that regard. So there we go, we have that in the collection. But not just that, this is from the resort actually, but these are some Nike Dry Fit Nickelodeon Sweets polos. Look at that right there. This isn't the Holiday Inn one though, because this is way too fancy. This had to be the resort that cost like way too much to go to. Because you can already imagine the employees walking around with this shirt tucked into some black slacks, holding some mojitos or whatever, I don't know, adults drink. I don't drink, but I imagine. So this is one of them. I got one right there, and then I also got a second one. So I have two of those polos, different size. I think this one is a large, but there's two of them right there. Again, a little piece of Nickelodeon history there. They might not even wear these particular uniforms anymore, and just something really unique you don't see every day. And again, like I said, I'm saving it. It's gonna get better and better as we go through this, but these are just fresh. Probably the nicest quality of all the shirts though, because I'm gonna show you some other ones. They definitely have that school uniform kind of polo feel to them, whereas these ones feel very like PGA Tour like quality, being Nike, I guess. But this is where it's gonna get crazy. So these are executive shirts. These are likely shirts that executives wore when they were on set for some of the shows or working in the HQ on all the behind the scenes production. So this is one of the executive Nick at Night shirts. So somebody was wearing this shirt, signing deals, sending contracts, trying to get this on for you at 2 a.m. Or if you're me, I had quite a fixation on this show. I don't know, I really liked Fran Drescher as a kid. I couldn't tell you why, but I think it's the laugh. So somebody was working on those deals with the Nick at Night shirt here. It says Nick at Night. That logo just sends me with a nostalgic wave of those times, but it keeps getting better. Next up we have, the Nickelodeon executive shirt here with the Nickelodeon blimp on the polo. Are you kidding me? This is so freaking fire. Like, the guy that was wearing this was like, I imagine like when I see this polo, I imagine the guy and his wife like from the Sunset or retractable awning commercials.
The sun used to make our outdoor deck and patio space so hot.
So I imagine if he like works at Nickelodeon, and he's just walking around the office, busting jokes, going to the water cooler, and this is it, man. Like, just a piece of history, each one of these. But I think this is by far the best of all of these shirts here. We have some other items, but the best of the shirts, oh man. This is the Family Double Dare live tour shirt. So this likely would have been at Universal Studios Florida. They would do a live tour of Double Dare, and they would let, I think at one point in time, they would give you tours of Nickelodeon Studios. They kind of made a promise that they didn't continue to do for a long time because it became way too hard to do, but they kind of promised that when you went to the Nickelodeon Studios at Universal Studios, you were going to get to participate in a live action production of one of their game shows or something else. And that's why when you watch like Kenan and Kel or you watch Double Dare and you see like those kids that are just in the crowd somehow, they were likely guests of the Nickelodeon studio via Universal Studios. And a lot of the kids that you saw on the shows did take place in some of these tours, and either they used those episodes, which usually they didn't, or they would select kids from those productions and then they would actually be in the main episode. And there was other ways to get involved as well too, but this would have been one of the cast members' shirts walking the kids around the studio, likely looking at the cast of All That through the glass, you know, as everybody looks on at them like zoo animals. 90s was a weird time, okay? But, you know, I've seen so many videos because now the Nickelodeon studios in Florida's Universal Studios is closed. They made it a Blue Man Group location. I think it's closed again now, but that building is no longer around. So the only way to see it is by looking at like online footage of like them doing those tours through like different media they released. And I've watched them so many times and I've seen them wear similar shirts to this one. I'm gonna have to look into it more to find somebody wearing this exact shirt because I really just haven't done the research on that yet. But knowing that it came from that just makes it way cooler, and it's a little memento, a little fragment of a time gone. And all of these pieces are. So big shout out to Salty Spittoon Vintage, and I gotta give him a big shout out, not for just selling me these items, but I really believe that, you know, like people like him and people like myself and people like you guys in this audience that we go out here collecting this stuff, we're like nostalgia freaking archaeologists, you know? For me, I look at stuff like this and I get this same sense of wonder and amazement that some people might see seeing like, you know, an Aztec Mayan pot from, you know, a 10,000 or plus, I don't know how long it was, thousands of years ago, right? That's how I feel when I see this. So the people that do this, you know, like he went out there and he literally found these pieces that likely, if weren't picked up, could have been eventually tossed. But now they get to be preserved in the epicness that they are and get to be appreciated for years to come and be reference points to that point in time. So the next piece up here, again, back into the corporate side of Nickelodeon. This right here is a piece that I got online, and this is actually the soundtrack for the Spongebob movie. I have the soundtrack here in the collection as well. It's a banger. I mean, you've got some amazing artists on there. Of course, that's where the iconic Ween song came from. Goofy Goober Rocks on here. It's got all the songs on here, but the point of this is not that it's the CD. This is actually an in-house copy that was sent over to Nick Records to approve the CD before they started mass producing it and releasing it alongside the movie. So this is just one little piece in the steps to get up to the launch of the movie, and a cool piece to have, of course, being such a big SpongeBob movie fan. I honestly kind of think it would be cooler to listen to it on this rather than the final version. And I am gonna give it a listen. I don't imagine that the music is any different, but I am gonna give it a listen on this disc to see if there's any differences or changes to the actual music. If there's anything, I will let you guys know. If it's all the same, then I'll probably cut somewhere right. Okay, so then next up here, these are really cool because you guys know I got the Fairly Odd Parents employee only bobbleheads in the background here. So I would say it happened right around the 10th anniversary for the SpongeBob series. They gave all the employees these bobbleheads that I have one of in the collection, which is the Patrick one, due to an amazing member of the Rep Pack. But they gave those to the team, and I feel like maybe there was like some jealousy, you know, going on in the production. I don't know. I feel like maybe that could have caused some jealousy. So they made these bobbleheads for a lot of shows that were out at this time. Most notably, I've seen the El Tigre ones, a set of 5 different El Tigre characters. They sold for $650. They also made some for Avatar: The Last Airbender with Sokka, Katara, Aang, and Zuko, and those sold for $1,000 as a set. They are really pricey because given out to certain members of the production of those shows. They weren't publicly released. They were made in very small quantities, just as a little present to the people working on the shows. There's some other bobbleheads that Nickelodeon's released as well that were in-house exclusives. Like, for example, this Tommy one right here, which is a more common one you'll see often because it's for your first year of working at Nickelodeon. And I'm assuming at some point they ran out of them and they just, you know, stopped handing them out. But they're made in a lot more quantities than these ones. There's a few other ones as well too that they did, but those ones that were for the cast that worked on those specific shows for a long period of time, those ones are really hard to find. So I gave you those numbers. The Avatar ones, $1,000. The El Tigre ones, $650. The Fairly Odd Parents ones, I would say that's probably another like set that's like maybe 300 to 500, somewhere in that range if you have all of them. They individually go for about $75 each. So altogether, that's like, you know, about $300. Maybe a little bit more if you have all of them together in one big lot. So how much do you think I would have had to pay for the production exclusive Tack and the Power of Juju bobbleheads? Some of you guys are like, Tack and the Power, who? What are you talking about? This is Tack. If you guys don't know who Tack is, that's totally understandable. So I am gonna be honest with you, I don't really know a lot about Tack. I do know that it was actually a Nickelodeon original video game character. He was their attempt at like a Crash Bandicoot, a Spyro, a Mario, like a mainstay video game kind of icon. And I'll give him some credit. I mean, I think he has like maybe 5, 6, 7, a lot of games actually. And some of the games are actually pretty well loved. So I do think he holds as a video game icon. I've never really watched much of the Tack and the Power of Juju. I watched a couple episodes growing up, but my main memory with this character is the Nicktoons Unite video game. I believe it's Attack of the Toy Bots, maybe? Where he's a playable character. And I specifically remember this joke that Spongebob makes about his name.
You've earned yourself a big tick, Tack.
2! I sat here for about 10 minutes to find that clip because I wanted to remember it. And I found it, and it was just as funny as when I was a kid. It was actually awesome. So I also got this old bald guy, who I don't know who he is, to be honest with you, but I assume he's from the show. And I don't know, I might be missing one because I think it'd be kind of weird for them to only make 3 of them because all the other shows kind of have like at least 4, sometimes even more than that, like in the case of the Spongebob one and the LT Grail one. So I could be missing one, but when you guys hear the price that I got these at, it's like, what the heck, man. And then this girl right here with the freaking "May I speak to your chief of poo poo noo haircut." She is interesting. I kind of want to watch the show a little bit now just because I have these, but these are the production original figures for employees only. Again, you heard the price of $600 for the LT Gray. You heard $1,000 for the Avatar. I paid for all 3 of these. It was a lot. $60. Actually, it was $50. You took a best offer. Like all of the other shows, they're so hard to find and so expensive. But these ones, $60. I was like, you know what, man? If nobody else wants them, I'm gonna show some love and I'm gonna get these guys because who knows? Maybe nobody will preserve them and somebody's got to. So I got the Tack and the Power of Juju set here. You know, you can't really, you beat that deal for $60. There was no other ones that have been listed or have been listed since. So the price is hard to really like say, oh yeah, it was a lot or it was a deal or not a deal. I don't think it's very common for these to ever come up. And there is a bobblehead of Tack for the actual video game that's available. And I think that the person who listed this was probably thinking they were something to do with that, likely. So because they were priced very similarly as like basically if it was 3 of the ones from the video game. But I did notice this Attack and the Power of Juju on it. And I believe this character is only in the actual TV show, not in the video games. So, and I just, you know, looking at the bases of them, they look very similar to the Fairly Odd Parents ones, and the paint job on them is just very like on par with the ones that we have for the production ones. And they also have no trademarking on them, which would have been the case even if they were some kind of promotional item for the video game. But because this is an in-house product, it wasn't made for distribution, they don't have to go through all of those legal processes to get everything approved. It's just a little gift for the employees. But we can say we have the Tack and the Power of Juju employee exclusive bobbleheads in the collection. To be honest with you, again, this is our display, our showcase room. The vault is where everything goes. For its preservation's sake, I'm gonna wrap these guys up in an immense amount of bubble wrap, and I am going to put these 2 in the vault. I just like to get items that kind of represent everything as a whole as best as I can in a couple items. And I think Tack himself is the most like notable. I think a majority of people looking in the background are not gonna know who the heck this is. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put Tack because because he's kind of iconic enough to be like, oh yeah, I kind of remember that, and hopefully spark some memories for some people. And that's kind of the goal with the showcase room here being the cavern. So Tack will be joining the ranks of the background here. These guys will be going into the vault, but that's all for today. That was an amazing haul though, and I mean, come on, the freaking Nick Choice Award sign, exclusive employee bobbleheads, hotel freaking pillowcases, clothing of industry leaders. You can't beat this video. If you guys can hit the thumbs up button, I will greatly appreciate it. Leave a comment down below letting me know what was your favorite pickup of today. To be honest, I think my favorite, it's so hard to pick in this video. I think my favorite item is the Double Dare family shirt and the big Nickelodeon Kids Choice Awards sign. And then if I had to pick a third place, it's gonna be the Tack bobblehead here, which I mean obviously have 3 items. And the Spongebob CD is sick too. That's the only item that kept me from naming everything, so I had to not name something. An amazing haul though. If you guys haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel so we can get our way to 100,000 subscribers. Stay tuned here. We're gonna add Tack into the collection right now. The Kids Choice Award signs will be going to the vault temporarily because I want to make sure that I get them with some kind of backboarding for structure, for strength, like I did with the Scooby-Doo sign, and also get something to hook onto the back of them to where I can screw them in properly so they don't have any risk of falling on the roof there. But if you guys haven't already, go check out our Patreon. You can sign up for only $2 a month, and it helps us so much with making this show possible, making these videos possible, and helps keep the videos coming. When you sign up, you'll get an extended version of this video, as well as it being ad-free, early releases, and you get invited to our Discord where you can hang out and talk with people about the videos or just Nickelodeon or cartoon related stuff in general. It is an incredible value for only $2. And if you guys want to check out our Whatnot streams, I am going to be live this Friday. I'm live every single week on Whatnot, and when you sign up you get 15 bucks for free. So all that information is down below. Go ahead and check it out. But before we go anywhere, you know the drill. Scan it. Okay, so I added Tack right here next to our Nickelodeon employee exclusive clock here, and next to this Tiki Spongebob. I think it blends really well from the Spongebob stuff, having the Tiki there next to Tack, because you know it's very native. So I think he accents this section perfectly, and I'm trying to just, like as always, add a couple items in to kind of break up the sponge a little bit. It is not helping, but it's okay. You and SpongeBob go way back, you know? You guys had that one moment together, so, you know, you guys can hang out. What a smile. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. All right, again, hit the like button if you guys haven't already. Subscribe if you're new here. Check out that Whatnot stream and Patreon link right at the top of the description. Again, when you sign up for Patreon, it helps out immensely making this show possible. And the Whatnot stream, we're doing that giveaway, so link is down below. I'll see you guys in this video right here that I know you're gonna love. And as always, Rat Pack, I will see you beautiful people in the next one. Adios and bloop.